our Week 12 picks. Let's go into what we had last week. Well, why we talk about last week? Let's talk about our totals here. So for the week last week, Colton took a commanding win at 11-3, followed by Jake and I at 9-5, and Dom for the second week in a row 8-6. Our money was on Dom to be the first person to break 100 wins, and I think we all got burned there. So that's another burn for all of us.
That's insane.
How's the triple digits feel, gentlemen?
Yeah,
it's weird.
Feels nice.
I was looking at my picks last year. I'm like, oh wow, look at this. I was like, I don't know. You guys all had 100. You guys all had 100, and then I was at like 95. I was like trying to claw my way back slowly but surely.
We did, man. Tom just has to curse. This guy's screwed.
I have a toilet curse, actually. It's a whole thing. We got a loser trophy for our lease here, and when I unpackaged it, it broke. I fixed it. And now I'm doing awful in fantasy all year. It's just so bad. I'm doing awful in this, so I think the curse, our whole thing is
going to fix it.
Since I broke the last place trophy, as soon as I unpackage it, I have the curse.
And someone's going to be picking your draft order too, so that's going to be interesting. Unless you pull out some like big win streak to end the year.
Miraculous.
But let's go into Thursday night football here. The Steelers and the Browns. I was going to say Will, but I will be talking third person here. Colton and I picked the Browns while Dom and Jake picked the Steelers.
Wait, what? Colton, you picked Cleveland?
That's crazy.
I did. I have a weird feeling. Trap game coming off a huge win against the Ravens. And Mike Tomlin is 0-5 on the road on Thursday Night Football against the division. So, yeah, I am thinking that continues. This feels like a weird trap game.
That's what I saw too.
This feels like Steelers lose. This should be like, walk over Cleveland, just like last year when they played Arizona, New England. It was like, okay, cool. This is where the Steelers kind of distance themselves, make it a little more comfortable going into the playoffs. Steelers are definitely making the playoffs this year with their record. I'm just saying this is the game I think they lose. Hope I'm wrong. I mean, I'll gladly be wrong when it comes to picks, when it comes to Pittsburgh. Jeez. This gives me
this is the Tomlin they play down to a bad team and lose kind of deal.
Yes, that's what vibes I get. And again, coming off a high win like Baltimore, where it took a lot of whole team effort to win that game, and yeah, this feels like a letdown against Cleveland.
I like that you put armpit there, Dom. That's pretty cool. It's funny. Now we go into Sunday football where the Chiefs head to Carolina. Can Bryce Young get 3 wins in a row?
No.
We're all picking the Chiefs here. So let's move over here to the Vikings at Soldier Field. Colton won here on the Bears.
Man. I don't love what Minnesota's looked like. Like the fact that the mayonnaise man kept it interesting with them last week. Caleb Williams actually looked good with the firing of their OC. I did ramble on Matt Eberflus who's sucking, so I could see them losing this game. But I was so down on Minnesota this year. I just don't think this team's that great. And it's starting to come around that, they're okay and not great Minnesota. I think the Bears win this game.
Yeah, I thought about it. I just can't take the Bears. I just can't do it.
I was feeling frisky this week.
Speaking of frisky, we're going to go down to the Texans here where they host the Tennessee Titans. We're all taking the Houston Texans on this one. And then to Indianapolis, coming off a big win against the Jets. They host the 9-1 Detroit Lions, who absolutely throttled the Jaguars last week, outpacing them by, I think it was 497 yards. It's the largest yardage differential since 1979. It's chaotic. We're all picking the Lions here. And now we have Dom's kryptonite here. The Patriots go to South Beach to take on the Miami Dolphins, where, Dom, you do not have a thing selected in here, so please.
I'm doing this by principle. That is it. That's the only reason. I'm going to go New England, and it's strictly on principle for myself. That is.
By the way, you're acting like that's totally the most outlandish pick.
It's not.
I could even see New England winning this game.
Yeah, the reason I'm really sticking, I'm headstrong on it is I'm doing it out of principle. I don't pick Miami against New England pretty much ever. That's it. Like, it's dumb that I didn't fill this out.
And then potentially Mike Evans returns to the field for the first time since the Monday night game against the Baltimore Ravens as they travel up to the armpit of America to face the Giants. Clean sweep here of the Buccaneers. Go Bucks. And down on 95, the Commanders host the Dallas Cowboys and Cooper Rush and maybe Trey Lance with some packages. We're all taking the Commanders here. 4:00 excitement here. Broncos travel to Las Vegas, and we all pick Denver. And then at Lambeau Field, in the more interesting 4:25 start, the San Francisco 49ers host the Green Bay Packers. No, Niners go to Lambeau to play the Packers who are hosting them. And Dom, a lone wolf here this week.
Colton filled that out for me, and I'm going to stick with it. You know what? What do I have to lose at this point? I like it. I'm with that. I said what I said about them. I'm holding them. But sure. All right, let's do it. I did it with Atlanta last week, and it worked out terribly. So, again.
Don't blame me if this doesn't go your way. So
I'm not.
And then first place Arizona travels up to Seattle to play the Seahawks, who came off of a last-second win against the Niners last week. We are all taking the Arizona Cardinals.
I hate that I'm doing this. Like, I really want to take Seattle at home, but I just keep getting shafted picking against Arizona. So I'm just sticking it here. When they lose, then I can go back to picking against Arizona. But like, I had to do it this week.
The weekend at SoFi, Sunday Night Football, the Eagles head down to Culver City to face the Rams. We're all picking the Eagles here in a clean sweep. And Monday Night Football, the Horror Bowl, John and Jim, they face off for the first time in the NFL since, I believe, their Super Bowl matchup 12 years ago. Dom and Colton are taking the Ravens while Jake and I are taking the Chargers here. This is a very interesting matchup for, I don't know who could really lose here.